their work complete, are headed back to the lab.
Testing 1, 2.
Diane, it's 4:28 a.m.
We should have something for us by now.
Hey everyone, we're out here with all the love bugs today to share the love with you on episode 5 of Good News Friday, a weekly video series that focuses only on the good news happening throughout our community. We're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel this week as Governor DeSantis has begun phase 1 of Florida's safe, smart, and step-by-step plan to reopen the state this Monday. Restaurants and retail shops can open at a 25% capacity. We can also enjoy most of our beaches and state parks while safely social distancing. I don't know about you, but I truly miss going out to eat at some of my favorite local restaurants. So it's great to know that we can start to get back to some kind of normalcy. While our state has begun its reopening process, it's important to remember that there are some in our community who still could use our assistance. Our next piece of good news comes from the local St. Cloud VFW, who has been delivering hundreds of meals to our elder veterans throughout the community during the COVID-19 crisis. Volunteers have been delivering hot meals 3 times a week, averaging 40 to 45 meals a day. Initially, this program was only supposed to last a couple of weeks, but thanks to the support of our local community and vendors, they're able to continue this program for the foreseeable future. It's great to see our community come together to help those in need during this crisis. Finally, as you know, each week we like to interview an organization or individual within our community who's going above and beyond to help spread the good news. I'd like to give a huge shout out again to Marsock's Canine Training Facility, home of Paws Against Domestic Violence, for speaking with us last week. I'd like to emphasize, if you or anybody you know could use the assistance of this amazing organization, please reach out to them. They'd be happy to help, and we're going to link their page down below if you'd like some more information. Florida is beginning its phased approach to restarting our economy, which is giving a much needed opportunity for economic recovery for many small businesses. This week, we have the opportunity to speak with Dirk Webb, the president of the St. Cloud Chamber of Commerce, to find out about how St. Cloud businesses might be responding to this phased reopening process. Well, thank you, Dirk Webb, president of the St. Cloud Chamber, for being with us today and talking with us. How are you doing?
Doing well. How about you, Colby?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'd like to ask how the Chamber has been doing during the COVID-19 crisis and how you guys have adjusted to the current circumstances.
Well, first of all, the last day in the office, I think, was March 20th, and the world has changed a bit since then. We decided to go into kind of a virtual format during the shelter-at-home order, and I have to tell you, my staff has done a remarkable job. So LaTanya, in charge of membership, has been working very hard to contact as many members on the telephone as possible, and usually by business segment, to find out how they're doing and what information they have to share with the public as to when they're open, what they're offering. That started very early. As soon as we went, even before we went virtual, we were already starting to do that. Pamela, since our events coordinator, since there are no events, you might worry about what an event planner does during that time. She quickly pivoted into a social media strategist for us. And if you've been watching the chamber emails and watching the Facebook page, we have just been throwing a lot of information out there about the different loan products, the different funding issues, and that's done well. And then Glenn Ellen of accounting has kind of sheltered in place at the office. She's been the only one in the office, basically.
Okay. Well, yeah, we've definitely seen your social media presence and everything during this, so that's been reassuring and good news to us. We know that the governor has started the phased reopening of Florida with having 25% capacity in restaurants and retail shops and everything. how does the chamber plan on moving forward with this process and the new normal? Are you guys going to start phasing in different events and promotions like you were before?
Yeah, I think what you're going to see here, first of all, we'll be back in the office on Monday.
Okay.
We'll probably be by appointment only for a while, just like when we were going into this thing. But I think what you'll see from a lot of groups, including chambers, is a combination of some live things with careful distancing, and also a virtual piece. I don't think virtual is going to go away now that we're all comfortable or more comfortable with it. Many chamber execs that I've talked to are saying, you know what, we're going to offer some things online, offer some things virtually. Well, how does that help anybody? When you think about some of the things we ask our members to do, we have an event and we ask them to drop what they're doing at their place of business, come and drive through the traffic we have around here, and then come to that event and then negotiate back again to their place of business. And so there may be some times when a virtual conversation or a virtual event might make a whole lot more sense, not only for the chamber, but for the community. And as has been pointed out to me by a few people, the environment, the whole pollution footprint. So there's some things we've learned from this and that we plan to carry forward.
Absolutely. Well, we were very fortunate to my organization, along with Mike and a few others. The St. Cloud Young Professionals partnered with the chamber in doing the first annual Share the Love scavenger hunt event, and that was a lot of fun. Do you expect events like that to come back later on this year or next year at some point?
Colby, I think, and this is my uninitiated opinion or my uneducated opinion, but I'm not an expert. In other words, I think that this is going to be slow.
Yeah.
We've already heard from a lot of people that, heard today, let's say a movie theater or a church is open. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to go there until some more permanent solutions like vaccines and that sort of thing are found. A lot of people have already expressed that opinion to me. So we're going to keep our ear to the ground where live events are concerned, and just kind of be very mindful of how people are feeling. And we're going to encourage them not to be fearful, but to take proper steps and try to get our city and our county and the area back up and running again.
Right. Well, in the meantime, I know you've been doing some different activities online virtually. As you said, you've been doing a story time with children. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, glad to do that. So about 2005 or so, I wrote my first children's book. Oh, wow. And got it and handled the publishing myself in about 2009. Since then, I've done about 9 or 10 children's books. And I have to give credit. I've never had an original thought. Paul Smith, I saw him reading online to some kids, and I thought, you know, I've got all these books, and I know my grandkids are around at night, and they're little, and they're bored, and I thought, what a nice way to reach out to them. Well, Pamela Ferrero with the chamber staff said, you know, why don't you do that for the chamber membership? They've got kids that are shut up here. They're trying to be coordinate at-home education, do their jobs. Maybe this is a break time. So one of the times that we did this, we actually had a few members come up, and it was really cool to see them cuddled up with their kids on a couch or a chair and listening to story time. So that's been kind of fun, a little out of the box way to work with our chamber members.
Yeah, that's fantastic, because children are also having a hard time with this. So things like that can really help families and everybody come together during these difficult times. Well, thank you so much, Dirk, for taking the time to speak with us. Before we go, is there anything you would like to promote coming up, or any words of encouragement you'd like to give to businesses within our community here?
Yeah, hang in there. You know, there are a lot of obviously funding opportunities out there, but for some folks, it's been a little frustrating. hang in there, and keep looking to the chamber. We're continuing to advocate for you with the state chamber, with the U.S. chamber, even with some of the professional chamber groups. We're coming back with ideas of ways to help you going forward. And we may have to be all together a little creative, all of us, in order to work through this. But thank you for asking me, and please just keep up the good work.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much, and stay safe out there.
Thank you, Colby. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dirk, and everyone at the St. Cloud Chamber of Commerce for all the help you're doing in our community to spread the good news. Well, that's all for this week. Remember, friends, keep spreading the good news, and we'll see you next week.
Their work complete, are headed back to the lab.
Testing. 1, 2.
Diane, it's 4:28 a.m.
We should have something for us by